Rasmussen, over the last 3 days before this latest gaffe came out, and no one likes indecision or flip-flopping, they conducted a poll on Monday and Tuesday over a 2-day period. It came out this morning, Dallas Morning News, that Medina is now at 16 points. She was at 24, slid to 20 in the last 2 weeks, slid to 16, and other polls are showing similar. Hutchinson is slipping, and Perry is... I mean, Republican voters mainline want to feel like they're winners. And see, when Beck said, you're not a winner, you can't win, they said, well, we don't want to vote for somebody who isn't a winner. And then I guess the Medina people just panicked and said, we hate the truthers. In fact, the guys are in there watching her on CNN. Did you guys ever find out in that transcript whether she went after birthers? Because that'll be another example. I believe I brought birther stuff up to her before, and she said people have a right to investigate. I mean, will they be despicable like Glenn Beck says? Glenn Beck says you're despicable and bad if you're a birther. I say more power to you. It's your right to research it. Looks like there's something there. But here it is, latest Rasmussen poll. Perry 48, Hutchinson 27, Medina 16. If he gains another 2 points, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, go to the Dallas Morning News and click on the Rasmussen itself. I want to put the actual Rasmussen up on. Yeah, it's right here. It says latest Rasmussen poll, Perry 48, Hutchinson 27, Medina 16, by Mike Hashimoto. And it says the Rasmussen poll in the Texas gubernatorial primary is out. And the news appears pretty good for Governor Rick Perry, who has picked up 4 points to 48% since the start of the month compared to the last two Rasmussen polls. Kay Bailey Hutchinson is down 2 points from 29-27. But interestingly, Debra Medina is polling at the same 16% as she was before she briefly lost her mind on Glenn Beck's 911 truther inquisition. Well, that's not right. She was above 20 then. With early voting underway, Rasmussen asked those who had voted already which way they went. The answer, Perry 49, Hutchinson 24, Medina 20. See, she was at 20 or above before. It's too bad. Perry is very close to avoiding a runoff, which could save his campaign a fair bit of money that could also to apply to the general election against Bill White. That said, it will be interesting to see if any Democrats take Paul Bucka's suggestion and cross over to vote for Hutchinson, thereby increasing chances of a Perry weakening runoff. For Mark Davis, take on the primaries and a couple of out-of-state representatives visit, and it's got the link to that. Isn't Mark Davis the radio talk show host? Yeah, he writes for them. He's the one that threw Medina under the bus again in the last few days. Even after she denied anything decent with 9/11 Truth, he then attacked her again and said, well, that just shows you don't have good judgment. And again, this is a great example for people in other states. When you run for governor or run for state legislature, don't end up this way. Don't flip-flop. Don't do this. Look, if she would have said, look, the commission says investigate. I'm only questioning. The majority of Americans in this poll do, Glenn. What are you afraid of questions? She wouldn't then have lost all the 9/11 truther votes. People got mad at her press release she put out that day 2 weeks ago and the rest of it, and I defended her and said, that's okay. That's all right. You know, we still need to support her. You know, she can still win if you get out there and do it. And no one likes flip-flopping. And we can now know in other races around the country, they're going to try this again in the future. Okay, I want to get into this DHS news that I've been talking about all day. But first, let's jam in some more calls really fast now. I am giving people 1 minute. Tyler in Canada. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex. I'm 17. Been listening for like a year and a half. Listen every day. Got 2 quick questions. What are the chances that herb could be used to fake global warming effects? And what about the possibility of the flipping of the Earth's magnetic polarity, thus freezing the people in the lower hemisphere?
Well, those are an excellent group of questions. The Pentagon admits they have weather weapons since the 60s. The Secretary of Defense in 97 gave a speech, Cohen did, admitting they have it. Tectonic weapons, weather weapons. And yes, they could engage in weather weapon operations to scare people into submission, or scare you with regular weather and say it's abnormal. And Bill Gates, the Pentagon, they're all in the news, the White House science czar, saying we're already been practicing terraforming, spraying chemicals in the air. That's the chemtrailing. And now we want to go even more massive and do this publicly to save the Earth from global warming. So it's also a cover for all their weather modification manipulation that's going on. Just like laptops are spying on you with the cameras and microphones, and people didn't believe it, now it's mainstream news. Just like they're taking baby's blood at birth. People didn't believe me even when I had the documents, now it's mainstream news, they do believe it. It's all documented they're manipulating the weather, that they could create, control, steer hurricanes. Stanford Research Institute, Naval Weapons Lab, Ben Livingston, 1967 certified. They've been doing it since the early 60s, but certified at the 60s. It isn't real because people don't see it all over the news, but it's been declassified. And so, excellent question. The other one was about pole shifts. The pole has been moving an unusual amount in the north and the south, and it does flip around, and the planet does move around and do things. And all the continents were once together in Pangea. I mean, who knows what could happen? Giant meteors hit us. The point is, the only thing that's constant is change. Okay, let's go to Jerry in Florida. Jerry, you're on the air.
Mr. Jones, it's a pleasure to get through. I just, real quick, wanted to compliment you on your impeccable Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. I listen to you all the time, and when you kick into one of your rants and you get going on that, dude, I just die. The
Tea Party people are nothing. They're all weak. We would ignore them and roll over them.
Stop it, you.
No.
Hey, listen.
No. Steroids.
Listen, what I wanted to comment on was the clip that you were playing with the Medina being interviewed by that guy who was basically, in a nutshell, I think we've all pretty much heard it, saying that truthers, well, it's good, you're not a truther. Well, my question to him would have been, well, if I'm not a truther, then what am I supposed to be? A liar? No, thanks. I think I'll stick with truth, because regardless of what the truth is, it's the truth. That doesn't make you a bad person. If we all turn out to be lunatics and the buildings really did fall under the circumstances that we've all been led to believe, then okay, we're wrong, but all we were seeking was the truth. That doesn't make us bad people.
No, I mean, everything today, and I appreciate your call, it's a great point, it's got to move on, though, so everybody gets on, is that the government has declassified that they've staged many terror attacks and proposed staged terror attacks in the past. So questioning an event when government stands to gain, like we did on the flu or WMDs or anything, that's the only position to have. I mean, if you've got a neighbor that's robbed you 2 or 3 times and you come home and your house is robbed again, you're going to look at the neighbor who's done it before. And then the neighbor comes out and says, it's despicable of you to question me. It's incredible. So they're trying to create this illusion that it's not proper to ask questions, and it's evil, and it's violent, and it's horrible, and it's a cult, and it's, because they're mad we won't shut up and go away. We have internal White House documents from Cass Sunstein that we're their big enemy. And look at Beck and look at the White House. They're together on this, attacking us. What are they so afraid of if it's so ridiculous? All right, let's go back to our phone system. John in Michigan, you're on the air. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, I got 2 quick questions, but I wanted to make a comment about people attacking you.
Yes, I love it.
I just want to say your actions speak for themselves, and that's the only thing they can do to slow you down is to distract you and try and get you off your game. And for every attack, they're just introducing people who have never would have heard of you anyhow. They're introducing you to people who would have never heard of you and unintentionally planting seeds for us.
No, that's the big dirty secret. And no matter how nasty the lies, how elaborately ridiculous, in the end, it only helps us reach new people. I mean, people attacking us is a small stream of new listeners, but it's still substantive. Every person we're able to really reach out to and really wake up is invaluable. The attacks from mainstream media don't even send us that many people because mainstream media doesn't have that many viewers anymore. I mean, that's the big illusion. People will spend all this money on big mainstream TV, radio, print, and it doesn't get you a good response because people aren't listening. And mainstream media is so discredited now that when they attack me, it only makes people go, well, I better check this guy out. I mean, take Texas Monthly. Cover story on me. This month's issue. I wouldn't call it a hit piece. It's got website names wrong, dates of key things wrong, even though I told them. It's got distortions like, oh, there's really no plan to exterminate the majority of the population. Alex sent me one document, and it said a little bit of that. No, I sent him a whole bunch.